Okay, the needle's on the record. We can start the show.
I let my tape rock till my tape pop.
Hello, everybody. Recording live from somewhere.
We got G-Bag in the studio. Say salute.
Yeah. Always got my trusty pad. I mean business. Soon as I touch the lab, I treat these beats just like a punching bag. Reminiscing when my mom used to cuss my dad. I'm gonna change my ways. I'm just as bad. People behind my back say, what's up with Gab? You know the deal. You best be ducking the jab. I've been held back for so long, like stuff that the government had. Everywhere they go, it seems like they're up in the flag. No matter what they got, there's always something to grab. See, the biggest drugs in the world is puffing a fag, and drinking alcohol, and everybody loving the shag. Other than that, you know about my company tag. 35 of rough, that was suddenly sad. Up in the lab, but not one stuck in the sack. I've been seen in a couple of tags. How's that now? Who's really come to see the G-Baggy? Who be in a place to be the G-Baggy? Who be up around to free the G-Baggy? Take it away, Downstroke.
DJ Billy.
Break it down.
Hey.
If it's large enough, it can cause electrons to move through air and insulate. We also know what can happen when wires connected between two charges. What?
1 2 Yo, that was the infamous G-Bag. He just stepped in the studio.
How you do?
What's up to you, man? G-Bag in the arena.
Yeah, man, I'm good, Billy.
For people who don't know, get to know G-Bag. And what are your skill sets, bro? Glad to have you down to HFM HQ.
You put me right on the spot, man. My skill sets, you know. I feel like I'm in a proper like work interview and stuff like.
Never.
Well, my skills, I'll basically say is just rhyming. That's what I'm about. Just rhyming. That's my main thing. My strongest skill.
Well, how do you get the name G-Bag, actually?
It's a funny name. It is a funny name because you have people in Ireland that actually pronounce, if they see that name, they will say G-Bag. And my name is not G-Bag, my name is G-Bag, G-Bagala, G-Baggles, whatever. I got so many different aliases, but what it actually stands for is goodie bag. Yeah, so it's like, the G is just a abbreviation of goodie. I'm a good guy, man. I'm not about bad.
He's super safe, people.
I'm not about badness, trust me, you know what I mean? But yeah, you know, when you go to a party, at the end of a party, you might get a goodie bag. You might get some surprises. You might get some stuff you could take home and you remember me with, you know what I mean? So that's what it means, really. And it was given to me by my cousin, and he never had that in mind, but he just said, yeah, G-Bag. And I'm like, we're like the age of like 13 and stuff, so you know, I don't know, but yeah, that's it in a nutshell, really.
So how long have you been going? That's super dope, man. I mean, my name is like Philly because everyone goes, oh, what, could you smoke? And I'm like, no, I'm half Filipino, I'm just chopped in half, man.
The pennies drop now. Yeah, the pennies drop, because I'm thinking you're talking about blunts.
Yeah, everyone says the same. I ain't saying no to that.
That's dope.
But that's why, if you're chopped in half, man, that's what I represent, and hence the name. So, how long have you been rolling on the scene, man? I've heard your stuff for a while, so I'd like you to explain to the people how long you've been around, man. Because
the scene, well, for me, the scene is like my personal scene. What I see in my scenery may not be the same thing you see in your scenery. So my scene was like going on since I've been a kid, just into hip hop, into the whole break dance, beat street thing since the age of 8. I don't even know like ages and stuff like that. So, but I've been rhyming professionally. I say professionally, like seriously writing my own lyrics since I was in secondary school, and that's like the age of, what can I say, like 14, just rhyming.
You had to do the maths on that, man.
Yeah, you had to check myself on that, boy. But like, yeah, I've been through crews. I was part of a crew at school, and then eventually left school and met up with some serious people that was, you know, doing their own thing. Met up with my man Drew, and you know, was a part of his crew, 35 Above.
Yeah, shout to 35 Above.
Yeah, 35 Abovers, and you know, that was originally with El Dolo, and which is part of Champions of Nature.
Yeah,
so
man.
you know, yeah, so it separated with me, Drew, Unique, Bless, KLM. Big shouts to KLM. Gonna be seeing you soon, boy. But yeah, so yeah, then eventually just left 35 Above. We dropped, you know, we were putting out tunes and stuff, but not properly. But we only released like a single on vinyl called The Iceman. A few heads may know, but that was year 2000. Whoa, put it up. But yeah, that was back in year 2000, and yes, after that, you know, everyone was separated, went their own ways, and I just started doing my own thing, G-Bag. So the birth of G-Bag was around 2006. I dropped a single on vinyl called Raindrops.
Sick tune. I remember that, man.
Thanks, man.
Remember that.
Thanks. And that I kind of missed it out. Like, basically, 35 Above was a crew that resided in Croydon. We was Croydon heads.
Shout to the Crunks, man.
Boogie Down Crunks. Yeah, but
I remember fair few heads from. I mean, I understand that.
You gonna say Fairfield?
No, not Fairfield, but I remember fair few peeps from Croydon. I know it's the Crunks nowadays, but in my era, like shout to my boy D and the Villian Waver brothers and everyone, and Vin Rock, everyone out there. And they always used to tell me about this guy called Sir Menelik, right?
Ah,
okay, and not a lot of people knew about him, but everyone used to tell me. They all swap kung fu videos and be like, "There's this rhymer called Sir Menelik, you gotta check him out. He's just ill." And I was like, I heard him once.
You're not talking about Scarra.
It's Scaramanga, right?
Is it Scarra you're talking about? I don't know who Sir Menelik is.
But
I've heard of a Sir Menelik, but that's New York.
I'm getting confused with the New York Sir Menelik, and then someone said, Scaramanga, and I'm saying, there's a New York Scaramanga, and then they said, no, there's a UK Scaramanga.
Right, yeah.
And that's Croydon. That I always remember him from out there.
Scarra, if it's the same dude you're thinking about, I met Scarra. I can't remember where exactly I met him. I think it was in WAC, in Camden, man, at that WAC theatre place. And funny enough, I actually bumped into him again. I was doing a little kind of mini tour in Italy, and he was there, and we was out there together with a load of other artists and groups and stuff. But I've met Scarrow on other personal levels as well, and he's cool, man. If it's the same guy you're talking about. It is, man.
I swear it is.
Ill spitter. He's just an ill underground raw MC.
Yeah.
You know?
Raw videos.
Dude, he had a tune called Fair.
Fair.
I don't know if you remember that. He had a video for it, but he had that Fat Joe hook in it. Like, that was dope, man. That was proper banging. But yeah, Croydon. Let's get back on track. Croydon. 35 Above resided in Croydon, and Croydon was is the heart. I always used to think Croydon was like some country bumpkin area.
Because I'm from
Brixton.
You're Brixton, aren't you? Yeah.
I'm born and raised Brixton. Moved to Clapham, Battersea, but I've been all over the place. I've been North London, I've been West London, I've lived all over the place. But yeah, those places, Croydon and Battersea, is the homes.
They're your homes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Crunks.
The Boogie Down Crunks.
Speaking of like flipping back into the past, man, you gave me the Raindrops tune, and I have to play it now for people to understand where we're coming from and where.
Jimmy Plates.
Shout to Jimmy Plates each and every time, man.
Jimmy Plates on the beat, man. And you know what the maddest thing about this Philly is that people still go on to this day about this tune, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's like, it's a cool tune, but people are like, this is a classic, this is a classic. And I was like, okay, cool. But, you know, you decide for yourself, people.
On that note, we got G-Bag in the studio in HFM. We're going to be representing the real and getting deeper into the mind of a lyrical MC. Shout out to you, listener, you're the most important ones. Stay tuned and locked in. Yaga.
Now this is a very important point, so be sure that you understand it, because later on you'll be using the current in this power source to calculate numerous things. So remember this. Current flows...
Just to say, people, these are G-Bag's beats in the background. We'll be filling you more in later on that. Just stay tuned and locked in. Yaga. Dope. That was Raindrops, G-Bag. What a sick tune, as everyone says to you. But I know you've got some stories regarding that.
Yeah, well, that was around the time of 2006, 6 years later since I did anything with my 35 Aboveers.
Oh, wow, was it that long since you you sounds like HFM family, man. They step back for a minute.
Yeah.
That's quite a long stronghold to do that, man.
It is.
Obviously for different reasons, based on whatever.
But the music's always in your heart, you know what I mean? No doubt. The music's always going to be there.
Agreed.
But, you know, it's not about continuous exposure all the time. But in my case, I came back in 2006, put out some vinyls, and it was good because it was a single, my first solo single, and that was with my man Jimmy Plates.
Oh, shout out to Jimmy Plates.
Yeah, representing Croydon crew, and you know, I met Jimmy Plates through Cy Specs of the Creators, who's another part of the Croydon crew back in them days.
Damn, it's like super crews in the crunk.
People don't understand how influential.
I just remember
Croydon.
Hamster Records. That's what I remember from Croydon.
Records.
Yeah,
that's a shop, right?
Yeah. That was like just a pure hip hop shop.
Right, the only hip-hop shop I knew in Croydon was Beano's.
I remember Beano's.
Well, that wasn't even a hip-hop shop.
That was just a record
That was
shop.
a record store.
Yeah.
And Raindrops was filmed in Beano's.
Was it?
It was filmed
For people that don't know Beano's,
it ain't there no more. So don't
I'm so sorry. You're not going to find
there.
Beano's. If you wanted a place to buy records and look at any types of things, if you want to go digging, everything was
all
properly
genres.
Set. All genres, man.
Different types.
And a fat hip-hop collection as well, man.
Definitely. So yeah, man, that's how I met Oliver Sudden through Jimmy Plates, who put me on to Suds, because Suds was a regular customer in Beano's, as you would know if you listen to any of his interviews. But yeah, man, he met Suds, and he used to have a night called Bangers. It was banging, done that.
Black Sheep
Bar.
Yeah.
It was gully, man. It was like Croydon is the place. So there's loads of MCs coming through in that place, you know what I mean?
I remember Cracker John when he first started up, man.
Damn,
I remember
he must have been mad young.
He must have been about 15 or something. Now he's like going for it. I don't even know how old he is.
Don't even try and guess how old he is now. I don't even know. But
I don't think anyone does, man.
But yeah, he like Suds was like, yeah, he was cool, man. That guy, I was like, who's this white kid, man? He's just spitting pear fire, man. It's like, oh, you know, but you know what I mean? It was just like, wow, damn, he's coming off hard. So, yeah, man. So after that, I managed to drop a full-length, 14-track CD after the single on vinyl. And it was good just to have tangible records of my music that I had to give out to people. And, you know, I went back to Bangers. And that's like Croydon. That's why Croydon's so important to me. And it's funny that I now reside in Croydon. I went Croydon College, so you know a lot of stuff. 35 above. Our base was in Croydon, so that's why it's like now. That's why I'm down with so many Croydon heads. Shout out to TPS, the Gate Crashers. You know what I'm saying?
Shout
all of them peeps, all the whole load of peeps, man. But yeah, that's it, man.
Too many to name check.
I ain't gonna go into it.
Exactly. Just big ups to everyone. So based on your answers, man, who was a lyricist had like a big major influence on you and your style? I mean, that's a hard question to say, but were you like, I understand life can influence you here and there, but
right.
I mean, hearing so many types of rappers and producers or whatnot in the industry, what gave you that push
Right. Okay. Let me try and get this down to a T as much as possible. I remember when I first started getting into hip hop, like actually the music and stuff, because hip hop is a culture. It's not just hip hop. Yeah. All right. Now I can hear myself. Sorry, people. But yeah. Like I used to listen to NWA. You know, Ice Cube was one of my favorite MCs back in the day, growing up. So mad, obsessed with Ice Cube. Used to draw paintings and pictures of him at school. But Ice Cube, Slick Rick.
Shout out to Slick Rick.
Slick Rick, learned like Slick Rick lyrics, because that's how I learned to rhyme. I used to play on the tape the lyrics of the tune, write down the sentence, stop the tape, write it down, rewind it, make sure it's correct, and keep going on and on until I could say the MC's rhyme. And then naturally progressed to me writing my own lyrics. So like my favorite group back in the day was EPMD, because when I used to go secondary school, we used to have like a day. We had uniform, we had to wear blazers and stuff and all that, ties, and like we're executives. Yeah, man. Yeah. But there was a one day of the year where you pay some money and you can like wear your own clothes. And I remember I had a denim jacket and I actually drew EPMD logo on the back. And like no one knew who EPMD was in my school. Not a lot. There wasn't a lot of hip hop heads in my school. But
I got banned from primary school for wearing a Public Enemy T-shirt.
That's deep.
Yeah, just for a day.
Primary school.
Primary school.
Now you're taking it. Wow.
I
what did you do in the nursery?
I got it from Tooting Market, man. And I always thought Public Enemy. All my crew were like Public Enemy. And they give me the tapes, and I'm only like 9, 10, and I was thinking Public Enemy, man. They're just ill. It gives me just crazy energy. I wore the T-shirt, and teachers there just went, nah, go back home.
So they knew about Public Enemy.
I don't know.
It was just
might have been the logos,
the wording, the crosshairs, the wording, enemy,
and the logo.
Public.
Yeah.
Damn.
But I always went to schools where you didn't have to wear like uniforms and things, man.
Okay.
My parents were old hippies.
Okay. Sounds pretty cool.
But it's not about that. It's what you were saying earlier. You're rocking EPMD on the back of your denim jacket.
Yeah. So that was one of my early favorite groups. They're still out to this day, even though they're not together, you know what I mean? But lyrics, there's so many MCs and groups. Like I've got a big selection of like groups that I like. I wouldn't really want to get into it now because I couldn't name every single one, but those key ones I said, those are like those are the early groups and artists I used to be into and stuff. So
deep.
Yeah,
so,
man.
So what inspires you to write then? Obviously that was going quite technical into, going, who is your influences? Because there's so many things, but what inspires you to actually write as an MC?
Right.
I'm not an MC, so I can't even think or fathom that thought, because that's a craft. And that's a tool of the trade that is very, very deep to the person, and there must be a philosophy behind where you start and where you're getting your inspirations from. Could you name?
Like, it wasn't just the music. Like we was chatting earlier with 210 and like saying about
shout to 210.
Shouts to 210. Yeah, but 210 and 210. Big up 210. Liberty
shout
Grooves. Don't know about Liberty Grooves, man.
Wow.
That's another spot. That's for another time. But anyway, like
they're all gone now, man. It's sad.
What, the record stores?
I swear it is.
Yeah, it's no longer there. Not now. No. If anyone knows about Liberty Grooves, that was a spot I used to go to when I was still in school. And I used to go there in my school uniform. It was so embarrassing because no one else was in their uniform in there. And surrounded by loads of guys in there and just going through records and stuff.
No,
but,
Master Craftsman, man.
Master Craftsman. But the first thing was like the dancing, hip hop dancing, the breaking. I tried all the elements. I tried the dancing. I was so fascinated by the whole hip hop dance movement, and the graffiti. Loved the graffiti, and that's why hip hop genre is so unique compared to any other genre in my eyes. But the rhyming was something that I gravitated to because I kind of guessed it was a way of me being able to express myself. So that
gives you that freedom.
Yeah, it was clever. It was clever. It's like, okay, you make one word rhyme with another, and plus you got you got a point behind it, and it's like I learned a lot as well. I learned a lot about my culture. I learned a lot about like you said, Public Enemy. Public Enemy were talking about topics not a lot of other genres were talking about. You listen to soul music, R&B, they talk about love and this and that, and they would talk about real life, real life situations and real life political agendas that are happening. It was like I learned a lot. And that's what gravitated me to music, the hip hop music, and also to be I want to be a part of this. I want to have some fun, because that's what hip hop's about, having fun as well.
Most def. Definitely, man. Well, you've actually given us some tunes, and we'll be getting more into shout to Downstroke Beats. But we'll get more into this.
We got to shout out Downstroke, man. That's the man. That's the man behind this second release of mine, Show and Tell. You know what I mean? Because he dealt with the production, majority of the production on this CD and release. So, big up to my man, Downstroke, wherever you may be, bro.
But we'll be getting more into him and his skills mixed with G-Bag's craft.
Yep.
But we're going to take into a track called Lyrical Digest. And we've got to let you represent for all you lyrical MCs out there.
I was mad angry on this one. I was mad angry, but yeah.
You can hear the venom and channel his energies.
Feel the vibe.
Just feel the vibe. Shout to G-Bag in the arena. Shout to 210 Yaga. Dude's got some ill beats, people. We could get at him. We'll get at him soon.